Okay, so you know how some small towns just have a thing? Well, there's this one spot in the Texas Hill Country that's quietly become the state's official craft spirits capital. We're talking about Dripping Springs. So today we're going to really break down how this place earned such a cool title and, more importantly, what it's actually like to go visit. So, what does it take for a small Texas town to be crowned the craft spirits capital? I mean, that's a pretty big deal. And let me tell you, it's not just about having a couple of good distilleries. It's so much more than that. We're going to look at the legends behind the labels, what it feels like to actually be there, and, the surprisingly smart logistics that make the whole thing possible. All right, first things first, let's talk about the destination itself, Texas's craft spirits capital. We've got to start with the basics. Now, you really have to understand, location is a huge piece of this puzzle. Dripping Springs is just 25 miles west of Austin, and that right there is the sweet spot. It's far enough away that you feel like you've actually escaped the city, But it's also close enough to be a super easy, super convenient day trip. No big ordeal. And listen, this craft spirits capital thing, it isn't just some catchy marketing slogan somebody made up. No, it's an official designation, and they earned it because this one little area is jam-packed with an incredible number of top-tier award-winning distilleries. I mean, these guys are making world-class whiskey, vodka, gin, you name it. They're not just competing locally, they're on the global stage, putting Texas on the craft spirits map in a really big way. Okay, so who are these legends we're talking about? Let's meet the distilleries that really built this town's incredible reputation. What's so cool here is you get to see two totally different philosophies in action. On one hand, you've got Treaty Oak Distilling. This place is a whole experience. We're talking a sprawling 28-acre ranch with a great restaurant, live music, the whole nine yards. They make amazing gin, bourbon, rum, a little bit of everything. Then on the other side of the coin, you have Garrison Brothers. They were the first bourbon distillery in Texas, and they are absolutely laser-focused on one thing and one thing only, making authentic, world-class Texas bourbon. It's an awesome contrast. And, this reputation has some seriously deep roots. It's pretty wild to remember that Deep Eddy vodka, which is now this massive, nationally known brand, actually got its start right here. It just goes to show you. Dripping Springs has been a launch pad for the whole craft spirits movement for quite a while now. So we've met the big names, but what's it actually like when you walk through the doors? Let's break down what really happens inside the tasting experience. Yeah, most visits pretty much follow a three-step rhythm. First, you get a tour of the whole production facility. Then, you move on to a guided tasting of the spirits themselves. And usually, it all wraps up with some free time to just explore the grounds or grab a bite to eat. Simple as that. Now, that first part, the tour, that's where you get to see how the magic really happens. And I'm not talking about looking through a window. Oh no, you get right up close to these giant, beautiful copper pot stills. You get to walk through these massive warehouses that are just stacked to the ceiling with aging barrels. And the whole time, you've got these expert guides explaining how the Texas ingredients and even the climate, what they call terroir, all come together to shape the taste of the final spirit. It's a real behind-the-scenes look. And then, of course, comes the tasting. But this isn't just, lining up a few quick shots at a bar. It's way more of an educational experience. You have these really knowledgeable people guiding you through each and every spirit, pointing out the subtle flavors, the different aromas, and they connect it all back to what you just saw on the tour. It's that awesome aha moment where it all clicks. Okay, this all sounds absolutely fantastic, but it brings up a pretty major logistical challenge, right? I mean, these are rural distilleries, and the whole point is tasting the spirits. So how do you solve that driving problem? Well, this is where the genius of the party bus comes into play. And when you look at it side by side, it becomes so obvious. I mean, if you try to do this trip on your own, somebody gets stuck being the designated driver, right? They miss out on all the fun while trying to navigate these confusing country roads. But with a group tour, boom, problem solved. Everybody gets to participate fully. You've got a professional driver who knows exactly where they're going, and the whole crew stays together. It's a total game changer. And hey, don't just take my word for it. Listen to what one visitor, Robert, had to say. The party bus made everything perfect. Everyone could fully enjoy the tastings without worrying about driving. And that's it right there. That is the whole point. This model just completely removes the single biggest headache of the entire experience. So when you put all of these pieces together, the amazing destinations, the in-depth experience, and the smart logistics, it stops being just a simple visit. It really transforms into a complete, totally curated hill country adventure. So let's just walk through what a day like this could actually look like. Picture this. You leave Austin in the morning in a comfortable ride. By late morning, you're at your first stop, say Garrison Brothers, for their tour and tasting. Then, around midday, you head over to Treaty Oak for a fantastic lunch at their restaurant. After that, you've got the afternoon to explore everything they have to offer before you get a safe, comfortable ride right back to Austin. It's just seamless, a totally stress-free day. Okay, so a really practical question I'm sure you're thinking is how many of these places can you actually visit in a single day without it feeling like a mad dash? The sweet spot is usually 2 to 3. And trust me, that's by design. The whole point isn't to race around and check off as many boxes as possible. Not at all. It's about having a really deep, unhurried, comprehensive experience at each spot you visit. It's absolutely about quality over quantity. And here's what might be the best part: the flexibility. The whole day can be totally customized to whatever you're into. You're not just locked into distilleries. Want to mix it up? Awesome! You can throw in a stop at a local winery, or maybe a brewery like Vista Brewing that has these insane views. Or you could even go visit a natural wonder like Hamilton Pool. It's your adventure. And all of this really brings us to a bigger, more interesting question, doesn't it? When you have an experience like this, one that removes every single obstacle, every little bit of friction, so all you have to do is just enjoy it, well, it kind of makes you wonder. Maybe the future of how we travel is less about just picking a destination and more about finding that perfectly curated, seamless journey. Something to think about.